Pankaj Jain gets you this report from Chandrawal. Arvind Kejriwal yesterday said by this evening they'd be up and running. There's still water in these locations.
इस गली में जहां तक मैं चले जाऊंगा पानी बढ़ता जाएगा। ये देखिए इस घर पे तो पानी का कब्जा हो गया है। ऊपर यहाँ पे लोग इंतजार कर रहे हैं और अपनी खिड़कियों से बाहर निकल आए हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ पर बिल्डिंग है, छत है, तो लोग छतों पर चले गए हैं। लेकिन जिनके घर नीचे हैं, घरों पर ताला लग गया है। ये ताला आप देखिए, और ये ताला ही इस बात का संकेत है कि कहीं ना कहीं लोग सुरक्षित स्थानों पर जाना चाहते हैं। ऐसा भी है कि आप लोगों की मदद कर रहे हैं, जो नीचे रहते हैं उनको जगह दे रहे हैं ऊपर। अच्छा, क्या दिक्कतें क्या है?
ये पानी भरा, परेशानी तो ये है ना।
हाँ।
खाना पीना खान से बनाएंगे।
अच्छा,
खाना पीना बन रहा नहीं है।
ठीक है। ये तस्वीर यहाँ पे ये देखिए आप, जहां पर आप दूर दूर तक चले जाएंगे वहां पर आपको ये पानी नजर आएगा और पूरी कॉलोनी, ये चंद्रावल कॉलोनी पानी में डूब गई है और लोगों को समस्याएं हैं। जो अहम बात लोग कह रहे हैं, जो अपना दर्द बयां कर रहे हैं, वो ये है कि वोट मांगने के लिए तो यहां पर नेता पहुंचते हैं, मदद के लिए कोई नहीं पहुंचा। कैमरामैन अभिषेक पाई के साथ चंद्रावल कॉलोनी से पंकज जैन, दिल्ली, आज तक।
So that's the situation in parts of Yamuna Bazar, where Aishwarya also is. That entire area, to a large extent, Aishwarya, is completely inaccessible. You've been speaking to Delhiites on the ground. Many of them, of course, aren't able to go to their offices this morning because of the situation as it stands. Yes, Aishwarya.
Exactly is the situation. The situation is this. You see a boat. You see people being taken from one end to the other. So you can very well imagine what exactly is happening here. So if one is using a boat, so you understand what's happening. We'll also speak with the people. This man who's being trying to help. आप तब से यहाँ नाव चला रहे हैं. प्रशासन आया है यहाँ पे मदद करने?
कोई प्रशासन नहीं आया।
कोई प्रशासन नहीं?
कोई प्रशासन नहीं।
आप कब से ये नाव चला रहे हैं?
यहाँ पर मैम कल भी नाव निकाली थी, नाव तो भागे हमारी रोड पे चला गई। तो इससे हमने गाय बचाई है। हाँ, यहाँ खड़ी थी गाय, यहाँ से गाय निकाली। कुछ लोगों का सामान तो वापस रखा, बाकी सबको अपना खाना वाना को सामान ला रहा, उसको आना जाना इधर से इधर कर रहे हैं हम।
और ये बताइए कि एनडीआरएफ या किसी की बोट तो नजर आ नहीं रही है यहाँ पे?
बोट आई हुई है, एनडीआरएफ के पीछे घूम रही है पलितो घाटों में, वो भी गाय वगैरह को निकाल रहे हैं वहाँ पर, अब भी पीछे गए वो।
लेकिन पानी तो इसी तरीके से 24 घंटे से, क्या लगता है कितनी दिक्कत होगी यहाँ?
दिक्कत तो बहुत है मैम, बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत है, थोड़ी बहुत नहीं, बहुत ज्यादा है।
So he's a man, Akshita, who's been making sure people reach from one end to the other. The boat that you see behind me, that's a boat which now is being used. Would you have ever imagined, Akshita, on the streets of the national capital? This is not some, some far-off city that we are speaking about. We are speaking about the national capital, and if people have to resort to these kind of things, and why people are doing so? Because they believe that the authorities have not been keeping a tab, or not being helping them, and they also believe that the next 3 to 4 days will be extremely crucial, which is why things have now reached the place where they have, and now they are saying that we need to take the matters in our own hands and help ourselves. Akshita.
It's going to be a long fight, Aishwarya. Even if the water clears off, there's a worry about the kind of health hazard that it leaves behind for countless residents of the national capital. There's a forecast of rain in the coming 24 to 48 hours. That's another concern. Water shortage right now in parts of the national capital. Is there safe drinking water available? What's being done to address all of this? Aishwarya, can you hear me? I think we've lost the connection with Aishwarya. We'll go back to her in just a bit. She's reporting from Yamuna Bazar. But the questions that I asked Aishwarya is what every Delhiite currently is asking. What will we do even once the water recedes? Right now, many of them are cooped up in their homes, unable to step out because it's a mess out there. For people who are living in some of these low-lying areas or inundated areas, it's quite simply impossible to get out unless there's a boat handy or there are tractors that are plying back and forth. In some areas, vehicles now are being allowed in, like in parts of civil lines and ITO, but even then it's a struggle because vehicles are now breaking down with the kind of deluge that they're having to drive through. Add to that peak hour traffic. So most Delhiites right now are staying indoors, as should be the case, considering that many parts of Delhi look like this right now. The Yamuna flowing right through parts of the national capital. While we understand that this is a natural calamity with unprecedented rainfall and the Yamuna crossing the danger mark, reaching the highest ever level it has, there will be questions about why adequate steps, preparedness wasn't at hand. Why were drains not checked? Why wasn't adequate steps taken to ensure that the water can drain off once it enters into the national capital? 24 hours on, there are more parts of Delhi that are now reporting waterlogging than before.